when I get asked for feedback on a follow-up message to a lead, a potential client, before I even read the message, I know what I'm going to say. I will, of course, read the message too, just to use it to substantiate what I'm saying. But the reason I already know what I'm going to say is because the context of following up is not a powerful context. In fact, when I teach this to clients, I often will just actually, why not just do it? This is what I do to demonstrate my point. So this is following up. So imagine I had a conversation with a potential client, and then like a few days later, or a week later, I haven't heard from them, and I say, excuse me, let me just follow, you call, how's that decision going? And hey, I just wanted to check in, excuse me, I just want to check in, and I'm just following this person. And sometimes it's like almost like you're, excuse me, have you thought about that? Have you made that decision yet? I think if we could, it's like the energy of following. It's not the right energy. And so there's nothing you could write when you're following up that would be the most powerful way of moving this opportunity forward. Because following up is not a leadership. It's not an energy of creation. So it doesn't matter what's within your follow-up, because you're coming from, I'm following up. So instead of following up, then what do? Because of course you want to communicate. You want to be in action. You want to be saying something. But I'm taking my time with this because I really want you to get the idea of following up is the problem. Don't follow up with people. Don't follow people. Don't follow up with them. Lead and create. So what's the distinction then? Instead of following up, I feed. Instead of following up, I feed. And what am I feeding? I'm feeding the possibility of our work together. And what does that mean? I'm speaking to the ideas that we had in the conversation to bring them back to life. I am speaking to the possibility of you and your life and your circumstances and your business. So what does that mean? What's a practical example? Let's say I spoke to somebody about coming in and working with their sales team. And I said in that conversation that if I helped you with your sales team, you guys could increase sales by this much for these reasons. Then a few days go by and I don't hear from you on my proposal. I'm just going to, in my mind, I'm going to imagine, well, what would I be doing next in the conversation? What would I be seeing? What would I be sharing with them? And I will spend some time coaching the imagined version in my mind, and I will see something that I could speak to them, that I could say to them. And instead of waiting for them to pay and to hire me, I'll just go and share that with them now. Hey, I was thinking about our work. Here's 3 things that I would like to go into as soon as we start our work together. Boom. Let me go and tell you that. Another way that it might feed possibility, somebody says that they're a yes to coaching, they haven't paid yet. I haven't heard from them. The invoice is out there, but they haven't paid. Hey, I just want to let you know, I just created this thing with my other client this week that has me thinking about the things that we'll be creating together. And I'm sharing some win. Maybe my other client just created some huge win, creating some new opportunity, just got a bunch of investment funding, had a huge breakthrough in their marriage. Just letting you know that happened. I'm feeding the energy of the possibility. I'm feeding the part of you that wonders whether or not this guy could help you get that thing in your life by telling you about something I just did that's like that. In fact, right now with Awaken, the company that I'm partnered in, which has the AI coach, and we're partnering with other coaches, there's other coaches that are considering having their coaching style and way of being modeled in this software to have an AI coach of them as well, kind of like white label, so people could log into Awaken and see them instead of me. And so some of them are in this decision-making phase, and what am I doing if I haven't heard from them? I'm sharing with them the wins. Hey, I just created another client that I connected with via Awaken, or we had a whole bunch of new signups for Awaken this week, right? And so I'm just out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere, I'm just sharing that. So I'm not asking them, hey, have you decided to partner with us yet? Are you ready to pay yet? No, I'm just serving the possibility of what we can create together. I'm being in service of the possibility of our work together. I'm just acting as if it's going to happen, and I'm feeding that possibility. You know? And in fact, even if somebody responds with hesitancy, I'm not going to try to debate with that. The first thing I'll try to do is get them back into a conversation, get them back on the phone or in live, in-person conversation, because creating a conversation is so much better than creating on email. Fuck creating on email, back and forth, trying to convince something. It's no way. There's no containment there. Let's get it back into conversation, create curiosity, create a reason to be back on the phone, be a reason to be back in conversation. And so one of the things that I'll do is I'll feed in that situation too. Hey, I'm just not sure. That's cool, man. Hey, guess what? I just signed this new client. We just had this big breakthrough. All these cool things are happening. It's fun over here. You're missing out. I'm not going to say you're missing out, but it's kind of, they can read between the lines. Like the energy of feeding is like, I'm committed to that outcome that we talked about. You might have your hesitancy. You might not be getting back to me. I'm not really concerned with that. I'm going here. You pointed me in that direction. I'm a coach. You said you want to do this in your life. I'm going. And by the way, here, I just picked up some shit at the store. We're on our way. I'm going. There's cool things happening out there. Here's the other things that I'm doing with other people. You coming or what? And I don't even say, are you coming or what? I just say, I'm going. And so you can email a person and just tell them stuff and then sign off. Just letting you know. Bye-bye. That's it. Just feed. Why am I doing that? Because I'm feeding. And here's the deeper reason here's a deeper why within this to have it be even more powerful. I'm not feeding this possibility so that you become my client. I'm not feeding this so that I get the sale. If I do it only for that reason, then it's basically just as bad as following up. The real reason, the primary reason, the biggest reason I'm doing this is because I want you to experience the possibility that we can create together for you and your sake. I want you to get what's possible here. I want you to get that you can go and do this, that your company can achieve this, that you can have this in your life, that your relationship can be better. Even if you don't hire me, I'm going to, that's who I am. I am a champion for everyone, and I deliver or die trying. I don't just mean that as like some mantra that doesn't have anything in my body, that's not alive for me. Every step of the way, I am being that. So I am championing you. And if I never hear from you again, I just gave you a greater sense of what's possible in your life. So I'm being that possibility for you. And I'm feeding the possibility for you in your life and your business. And I don't stop until, if I do that 3 or 4 times and I don't hear from you at all, I might stop. I always use the metaphor of when somebody dies and you bring the things over to shock them. You don't do it once. That would be kind of awkward. It's clear. He's dead. Sorry. Dude, try it again. Give it a few shocks. So I do it a few times. And then if I still don't hear anything, I'll move on. But I certainly don't just walk away from somebody and not try the shockers and not try it a few times, right? So feed. Clear, feed. Clear, feed. Clear, feed. Oh, we got a heartbeat. They wrote back. Cool. We got a conversation here. All right, you with me? So don't follow, feed. If you watch this and you want more help with this distinction, ask another question. Thank you for listening. I love you. I'll talk to you soon.